welcome to Cover Story. This week we speak to the Deputy Leader of Opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Ravi Shankar Prasad. We speak to him about the leadership crisis both in the Congress and the BJP. Of course, being a senior BJP leader and a skilled lawyer, he refuses to admit that there is any crisis in the BJP. Take a listen. Hello and welcome to Cover Story, Mr. Prasad. First of all, the burning question of the day, this ordinance, the rollback that the Congress has rolled back, who gets the credit? Does Rahul Gandhi get the credit or the BJP?
No, first of all, I have a larger issue. It is neither constitutionality, nor morality, nor validity, nor legality. The sheer power of dynasty before which Manmohan Singh, the cabinet, the allies, all meekly submitted. And that is a sad day for the country. But as far as withdrawal part is concerned, you know, Advani ji, Sushma ji, Arun ji had gone to the President. The President, Honorable President has raised certain queries, asked for the ministers. There is also a view that the ordinance is legally vulnerable. And yes, once the bill is before the standing committee for larger examination, how will you do that? Therefore, Rahul Gandhi tried to create a drama of appropriating a semblance of credit. The people saw through the game.
But there are also minutes of a meeting, all-party meeting which is circulating. If I may read it, it says the record of the meeting held on 13th August shows that Sushma Swaraj had said convicted lawmakers should not be disqualified but remain in office without the right to vote or participate in legislation.
This is a selective leak by Mr. Kamal Nath and Kapil Sibal.
First, he did not say this.
Did they know the mind of Mr. Rahul Gandhi first? Okay. Mr. Kapil Sibal, Kamal Nath, met Sushma ji and Arun ji a number of times, and they said very clearly that this issue we are not agreeable. There are constitutional issue, and you see in the Rajya Sabha where they forced the whole bill to be referred to the standing committee. Why didn't they oppose them? For a whole kind of, they saw our pressure inside the Rajya Sabha, where because of Arun Jaitley's intervention, my intervention, Mr. Ramakrishna's intervention, and others, it was referred to the standing committee. But that they are not seeing. Therefore, surely the people of the country will believe Sushma Swaraj more than Mr. Kamal Nath and Kapil Sibal.
Well, they would like to think that they have the larger voice here because they've come out and they are taking credit for it, or rather they are giving credit to Rahul Gandhi for this.
Well, I am ashamed as the shamefulness of this government. A cabinet headed by the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh passes the bill exempting convicted politicians. Because of our pressure, it goes into the standing committee. The same parliament to bail out Lalu Prasad and Rashid Masood in a hurry brings with a very vulnerable ordinance, again presided over by Dr. Manmohan Singh. And now they are saying that all have become wiser because of Rahul Gandhi's intervention. Was the snub of nonsense the issue? Come on, what are you talking about? Are the people of the country so fool to be taken in by all these tantrums?
But was this ordinance rushed to save Lalu Yadav, you think? The whole idea of this rushed ordinance, we are told Kapil Sibal was one of the prime movers. We know his equation with Lalu.
Yes, it is a fact that Mr. Kapil Sibal came to Parliament in Rajya Sabha from Bihar because of the support of Lalu Prasad. Beyond that, I cannot say, but yes, the hurried manner in which the ordinance was rushed through, in spite of, quote-unquote, doing homework with the number 2 in his own party. I can only say it was a very bad job done in the most shameful manner. Therefore, neither you get the credit for that, nor you will get the credit for this.
But how does this, from now on, as I know you're not a member of the Congress, but as an analyst, how would you see the equation between Rahul and the PM? You know, congressmen are now saying era of Rahul has begun. But how do you see? Do you think the PM's position has been destabilized? And
obviously, you know, I'm a bitter critic of Dr. Manmohan Singh because of corruption and.
But as an analyst, how would you see the equation between Rahul and the PM? You know, congressmen are now saying era of Rahul has begun. But how do you see? Do you think the PM's position has been destabilized? And
obviously, you know, I'm a bitter critic of Dr. Manmohan Singh because of corruption and economic policy and the downturn of India as an image of India. But I have respect for the institution of the office of India's Prime Minister of a huge country like India. Let me give an example. Whenever the Prime Minister is abroad, we are told, please don't press it beyond a point. It will embarrass the Prime Minister in his engagement. We used to accept it. Here is a case, the day he was going to meet President Obama, the most powerful man of the world, he was snubbed by the Prince Charming in the most, I would say, unabashed manner possible. Now, if that is not a case of total diminution, we used to say that the country today is being run by the dynasty. And what has happened is only confirmation of that. I'm sorry to say, rest are mere retainers.
That's a very strong word. But who would you say?
Am I wrong in saying that? Come on, be very honest to me. What about the allies?
What about the allies? Are you Sharad Pawar, who puts his objection on board, but in the end...
I quite appreciate that objection, that we are allies, not subordinates or followers.
But in the end, they became subordinates. They agreed to the rollback.
Entirely for them. But as far as the Congress element of the cabinet is concerned, will I be wrong again in repeating retainers as to what has happened in the way it has happened? I'm sorry. I don't use this harsh expression. But the way things have been done only confirms the sheer power of dynasty, nothing else.
Of the mother and son, who do you think has been kinder to Manmohan Singh or to his credibility?
Well, I cannot make any comment. It is entirely for them. But is Rahul Gandhi not on the same page as Sonia Gandhi? Was it not cleared? This ordinance was cleared by the core group. Come on, what are you talking about? Therefore, can Dr. Manmohan Singh, who has openly said that in 2014 I am willing to serve under Rahul Gandhi, his public statement, can take a call without at least sensitizing Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Therefore, the surrounding circumstances are too suspicious, inasmuch as once Rahul Gandhi realized it is vulnerable, let me try to create a facade of taking credit. That's all.
But do you see more? Because we are told that from now on there will be more such interventions from Rahul's behalf. Do you think that's a good thing?
It's entirely their call. But I will reply to your query by a counter query. Has Rahul Gandhi spoken a word about Colgate? Has he spoken a word about the missing files of a coal scam? Has he spoken a word about 2G? Has he spoken about a word about the Railgate? Has he said that don't bail out Pawan Bansal? Has he spoken a word about inflation and price rise? Come on. These are important issues. Has he spoken a word about declining value of India's rupees? All the contemporary issues he has never spoken. Yes, once he spoke about that Leelavati, Kalavati, that Vidarbha farmer. I don't know where is she. This is the level of his intervention. If at all he intervenes, it is their call. But as far as the quest for India is concerned, about the problems of contemporary India, I have rarely seen him making an intervention.
So you see, can you compare Rahul's, what you're saying basically shoot and scoot interventions versus Narendra Modi? How would you compare because the battle is Rahul versus Modi. I think now Rahul has also finally stepped into this.
We would love to have this battle. Already so many surveys have come, you have seen that Modi ji is 48% plus, he is 15% and below. You know, you need to understand, as to why there is a yearning for change epitomized by BJP and Narendra Modi. Because of his decisive leadership, because of his impeccable integrity and his record of governance. These three are important, which people are appreciating.
You think the riots don't matter anymore from what you're saying?
Well, Gujarat unfortunately had about 40 riots under Congress regime. It has been a conventionally riot-prone area.
But the 2002 were in public memory the most shameful, the most...
Let me reply to it. Today there is no riot in the last 10 years. The growth rate of Muslims in Gujarat is the best in the country, and the worst is in Uttar Pradesh.
But then why did Modi keep silent in the Muzaffarnagar riots?
Please, I must. Let me complete. He has always condemned riots, but I am on a larger question. Those who question Modi ji, why they keep quiet on Azam Khan? All the intelligentsia of Delhi and media people who keep on harping upon Modi ji in 2002, the world has moved on. Maintain a stoic silence as far as Muzaffarnagar is concerned.
Because Azam Khan is not standing for Prime Ministership.
No,
Modi is. So Modi is under largest scrutiny.
No, I'm sorry. Modi was today for the PMship. This is going on for the last 10 years.
But his baggage comes with the man.
No. Therefore, the baggage is also with Mulayam Singh or not, Akhilesh Yadav or not.
Absolutely.
But never is spoken about. Because, I'm sorry to say, there is double standards in certain people about Modi. But the people don't believe it. People are for him because of his record of governance and also the biggest growth rate of Muslims in Gujarat.
But tell me something, do you think that there is too much of Modi? Will Modi peak too soon? This is hope of the Congress party. But even, objective observers say that kuch zyada nahi ho gaya.
Again, it is a kind of a partisan approach. Why Modi? Modi comes, he will peak out soon. All this comment, observations are basically a desire not to recognize Modi and his contribution. But good luck to them. I have no problem with them. But the people of the country are waiting for him whenever election comes.
But tell me, people are waiting for him, yes. But the other problem with Modi is that the divisive power of Modi. You know, you saw even now Advani, when he shares the stage with Modi, he looks the other way when Modi touches his feet. The body language between the two is still very bad. It's very grudgingly that Advani is agreed.
No, that is, you are being very unfair to Advani.
You saw that rally in Indore.
He blessed them. We are not a dynasty. I agree with you.
But why he turned the other cheek?
No, I'm sorry. It's not a dynasty. We differ also. We debate. We discuss. But once a decision is taken, the entire party says the same thing. It is not a case where some Yuvraj issues as Farman and Sarmans and the party has to fall in line. We are proud of that. Advani is our tallest leader. He has generated the whole range of second generation leaders with their blessings and hard work. We are very proud of him. But on that occasion you are talking about, Advani ji did bless Mr. Narendra Modi. Why not? That is not correct.
Advani didn't come to the party. So you remember the whole drama. In Goa, Advani was missing. In BJP in Delhi in September, he was missing when he was named the prime ministerial candidate. So there is the absence of Advani.
Advani ji has publicly appreciated Narendra Modi in Chhattisgarh or not. Did he go to Bhopal or not? In the last of towards the last of the meeting, because of media pointing towards his body language, did he bless Modi ji or not? The problem is, let me ask a question. You are asking about Advani and Modi. Priya, be very honest to me. Have you asked the Congress party about Rahul Gandhi and Manmohan Singh? The biggest divide in the Congress party? The shameful divide? Manmohan Singh की पगड़ी उछाली Rahul Gandhi ने, आपने कभी सवाल नहीं पूछा. And don't delete it. Never. I'm sorry to say that. That is the double standard of media who keep on harping about divide in the BJP, which is not there, and a clear cleavage in Congress party, but he will never speak. Why? He is the Prince Charming.
No. Media has taken on Rahul and Manmohan Singh. Mr. Rajni
Your channel has not taken. On the day he has spoken, Priya, I watch your interview. Let me say with full sense of responsibility, you have never highlighted, nor your channel, a deep divide in the Prince Charming and Manmohan Singh.
No, I'm going to disagree on this one because we have highlighted this.
Whenever I have got my perception, you have got a problem with Modi and Mr. Advani, but the clear divide of Congress party and dynasty does not appeal to you. That's your outlook.
No, it appeals to me. There's a divide on both sides. I mean, as an observer,
I differ with you. Let us go ahead now to the other question.
Okay, the other question, of course, is that at the end of the day, is there a feeling that Modi will not get all the allies, then Advani will step in?
Well, the reply is very simple. If we get 140 seats or 130, those who are with us will also leave us. If we get 185 plus, we will get 20 more. As of now, we are going to get 220 plus as I see the country's mood. Don't forget in 96 also when Vajpayee was there, we had 161 seats. There were only 3 allies.
But that was Vajpayee. Here's Modi. We had a secular Vajpayee versus not so secular Modi.
We became 23 in 98. We became 26 in 99. We have seen Chandrababu Naidu coming already. Wait. Let the entire campaign pick up and you will see. You see, there are 2 issues in the country because they're talking about communal secularism. One is anti-Congress, pro-Congress. And the second is communal secular. These are basically, the second one particularly, is a level of convenience. Yes, many parties are anti-Congress parties. And all those who are anti-Congress, all those who are fed up with the corruption, stinking corruption, malgovernance and non-development agenda of this government will surely come for a positive agenda of growth for India under Modi and the BJP.
But Modi comes with a lot of formidable biodata, but he also comes with the baggage. On the other hand, you have a Rahul Gandhi who at least is showing the right instincts maybe very late in the day. But somewhere, so his instincts versus Modi's experience, do you think he has a chance?
Well, I differ with your assessment. That is your assessment. But so many surveys don't borne out your assessment. Skewed assessment, if I can use that expression. Okay? You have got the right to have a fascination for Rahul Gandhi. I respect that. But I differ with that.
Just because we are pointing up somebody's point of view is not a fascination, Mr.
Priyanka, I'm amazed. I'm sorry to see that Rahul Gandhi, who maintains a conspicuous silence in the last 9 years on stinking corruption of this government, price rise, inflation, sense of complete loss of hope in the country, you are seeing a resurgence in him by one drama of nonsense. Good luck to you. And here is a case where a record of good governance, confirmed by so many TV channels as the best chief minister repeatedly, internationally acclaimed for his record of governance. You seem divisive. That's your outlook. I don't buy that logic.
I don't buy that logic. Fine, but neither do I find Rahul charming, but nor do I not find Modi divisive. I mean, I find, unfortunately for us, these are the two people who we have to choose.
But ultimately, neither you will decide nor I will decide. The people will decide. And as a journalist, you'll have to accept the people's verdict.
Okay, let's move on to another verdict, the court's verdict,
yes,
which is going on on Lalu Yadav. You know, do you see this conviction as the end of Lalu Yadav?
Well, I would say with great degree of mixed feelings, you know. Lalu was the president, he is much elder to me. He was the president of Patna University Students' Union. Sushil Modi was the general secretary. And I was the assistant general secretary. We started the JP movement. Bhrashtachar mitana hai, Naya Bihar banana hai. We went to jail together. And then the entire public interest litigation seeking a CBI inquiry into foreigner scam was argued by me in the Patna High Court in 90s, where Sushil Modi, the former deputy CM, was the petitioner, main petitioner.
So this is coming to an end, is what you started?
Yes. Therefore, law will catch up with you. It will have enormous implications for Bihar politics, because a weakened Lalu would surely change the power equation, and many of his support bank may drift toward the BJP post-elections or even before elections, because there is a big segment in Bihar which is anti-Congress and anti-Nitish Kumar. Let us wait for the elections. But on a larger issue, if Lalu Prasad can be convicted, what about, it was a scam worth about 1,500 to 2,000 crore. Though it was the biggest scam of its time. Bofors only 60 crores. Now, once Lalu has been convicted, what about the shameful scam of the present government of Manmohan Singh, Sonia Gandhi and quote-unquote Rahul Gandhi, the Prince Charming? 1,86,000 crores Colgate, 1,76,000 crores 2G, 70,000 crores Commonwealth scam and many others. Surely the people of the country would expect that all those who have patronized, promoted, protected and participated, politicians and bureaucrats and beneficiaries, must be convicted.
But what about Babulal Bukharia, a member of Modi's government?
Let me tell you, I am happy you have raised this question. Today, Babulal Bukharia's conviction has been stayed by the High Court. One. The Supreme Court has also stated that their judgment will not have retrospective application. But once a law comes, everyone will have to fall in line.
So BJP has no qualms?
Absolutely, absolutely. Therefore, we oppose this ordinance also very clearly, as I told you. We have a different set. Let me go to a larger issue. And I would like this to be conveyed to the people of the country through a channel. Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee lost his 98 government by one vote. Bhuta Singh was a minister. You know that? He was charge sheeted in some previous corruption case when he was with Congress party.
The JMM case?
No, even earlier. He was supporting as an independent MP. Vajpayee asked him to resign. He said, "Kyun keh rahe hain? Ye to pehle ka case hai." No, you are my minister. And we lost by one vote. Advani ji was implicated in Jan Hawala Diary case, you know that? Falsely implicated by Narsimha Rao government. He resigned and said, "I will not contest till I am cleared." But no material could be found against him and the court had to exonerate him. This is our standard, ma'am, as far as morality and propriety goes.
Well, what about Amit Shah, who's still not yet been given a clean chit?
Well, as far as Amit Shah is concerned, he is suffering trial by the most collusive CBI investigation ever done, which keeps on bailing. And I'm sure once the trial is completed, Mr. Amit Shah will be exonerated with full honor.
And if not, will he carry on being General Secretary of BJP? Forget any other
that
post.
Is a highly hypothetical question.
But it shows your stand on morality.
No, not my stand on morality, because this government is facing the public and opposition, not through public, but through CBI. That's the reason.
And in office, without the right to vote or participate in legislation.
This is a selective leak by Mr. Kamal Nath and Kapil Sibal.
First, he did not say this.
Did they know the mind of Mr. Rahul Gandhi first? Mr. Kapil Sibal, Kamal Nath met Sushma ji and Arun ji a number of times, and they said very clearly that this issue we are not agreeable there are constitutional issue. And you see in the Rajya Sabha, where they forced the whole bill to be referred to the standing committee. Why didn't they oppose then? For a whole kind of, they saw our pressure inside the Rajya Sabha, where because of Arun Jaitley's intervention, my intervention, Mr. Ramakrishna's intervention and others, it was referred to the standing committee. But that they are not seeing. Therefore, surely the people of the country will believe Sushma Swaraj more than Mr. Kamal Nath and Kapil Sibal.
How would you compare because the battle is Rahul versus Modi. I think now Rahul has also finally stepped into this.
We would love to have this battle. Already so many surveys have come, you have seen that Modi ji is 48% plus, he is 15% and below. You know, you need to understand as to why there is a yearning for change epitomized by BJP and Narendra Modi. Because of his decisive leadership, because of his impeccable integrity and his record of governance.
The other problem with Modi is that the divisive power of Modi. You know, you saw even now Advani ji, when he shares the stage with Modi, he looks the other way when Modi touches his feet. The body language between the two is still very bad. It's very grudgingly that Advani has agreed.
No, that is, you are being very unfair to Advani.
You saw that rally in Indore.
He blessed them. We are not a dynasty, I agree with you.
But why he turned the other cheek?
No, I'm sorry, it's not a dynasty. We differ also. We debate, we discuss. But once a decision is taken, the entire party says the same thing. It is not a case where some Yuvraj issues as Farman and sermons and the party has to fall in line. We are proud of that. Manmohan Singh की पगड़ी उछाली Rahul Gandhi ने, आपने कभी सवाल नहीं पूछा. And don't delete it. Never. I'm sorry to say that. That is the double standards of media who keep on harping about divide in the BJP, which is not there, and a clear cleavage in Congress party, but he will never speak. Why? He is the Prince Charming.